if we could listen, our listenership is sweet and forgiving. If you can hear the background music, just imagine you're sitting in a Starbucks with William Wallace himself, having a little chat.
Yes.
So let's start there. You are William Wallace, and I remember years ago the first time that I saw your name come across like a competition roster when I was putting together like who was going to judge and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, we got William Wallace this year. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
How's that been, growing up with that name in the piping community?
So it's a funny story. That's not actually my full name.
What's your full name?
I mean, my full name.
Unless you don't want to reveal. If you want to
No. I do.
Okay,
I do. I'm just. It's fun always telling people. My full legal name that my parents gave me is Sir William Wallace II.
No way. It got even better.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just go by William Wallace because it's kind of, I don't know.
That's
Call it what you will.
The toned down version.
Yeah, that's the toned down version. And the people who really like me, they call me Sir. So just walk around, and I could literally be on the street, and people walk up, they already know my name. Hello, sir.
That's right, yeah.
Right? That's the joke. Right?
Oh, that's awesome. Have your parents ever talked to you about any specific motivation for giving you that name, or is it just a fun thing, and that we leave it at that?
Well, yeah. Yeah, so I'm actually related to the guy from Braveheart.
Oh, Mel Gibson.
No. Supposedly, there's a connection between Mr. Sir William Wallace I, Guardian of Scotland, that we all know of. Yes, exactly.
Well, now what you got to do is at some point achieve dual citizenship somewhere where you can get knighted.
That has been my dream. Not knighted, but just to become a Scottish person.
Well, but see, if you could get knighted, then you could be Sir William Wallace II.
Yeah, but it doesn't have the same ring to it. I mean, I kind of already...
He's beautiful.
Yeah. I just think it'd be so cool, though. That's my dream, like to move over to Scotland and to compete with the pipes and just...
Yeah.
It would be awesome.
Yeah, now, with a name like that, you were bound to end up playing bagpipes or something similar. So maybe take me back then to your childhood. At what point did it enter into your head, oh, I'm going to play bagpipes?
It really started with my dad. He's the big Scottish historian, family historian. Mm-hmm. I grew up in Southern California for the first little bit of my life, and he took me to Scotch festivals. Costa Mesa was a big one growing up. And I remember growing up, and I'm like, I saw these guys tossing cavers, and I was like, man, I want to do that someday. That looks freaking awesome.
Yeah.
But I was a kid, and I couldn't participate in any of that to the fullest extent yet. So I was like, what can I do now that would be fun and Scottish to do? Mm-hmm. And so I just came up with the bagpipes. I was like, man, I gotta play those one day.
Yeah. So if bagpipes started out as like the filler, the thing for you to do until you were big enough to toss a caber, have you tossed a caber yet?
Not necessarily. Maybe once or twice, like a little kid's caber. Yeah, but I'm a small guy. You gotta realize I'm like 5'7".
Still growing. There's still time.
Yeah,
sir. There's still time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So now the Scottish thing is obviously a big deal in your family. Do you have other family members who were doing the athletic events or bagpipes and drums or anything like that?
You know what? They all love to hear me play, but honestly, they're just proud to have the name, and that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
But
well, good for you. I'd imagine you're very popular at the family gatherings. Then you probably always have to crack your pipes out, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And are there any like special family tunes that your family especially likes to hear, or is it really just all bagpipes to them?
I've never been asked that question before. I think no, but I have written a few tunes related to like our family, our clan areas over in Scotland. Like we used to have a castle. It was called Castle Craigie, in kind of in Ayr. And so I wrote a tune when I was a young lad and called it Castle Craigie. That's pretty cool. And I have no doubt I'll go write some more Wallace clan tunes.
when you first got started, did you play with one of the youth bands in Utah?
No, so my first teacher was Kim Nemezi, and she was part of Wasatch District at the time. This was back, I got my first pair of pipes for Christmas when I was 12, and then I started in the band that next year. So this is probably 2013, 2014 with grade 5 in Wasatch District.
Gotcha. Dude, so, I mean, Wasatch District is a big band, so I'd imagine you probably did have some, like, age contemporaries there, but they've had a juvenile band off and on, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure when we started that. I bet it was a couple of years, though.
Yeah.
It's been a couple of years.
You weren't a youth anymore by the time that happened anyway.
No.
So did you have was often the experience for young people starting bagpipes where you were the only, like, there was a 20-year age gap between you and then most other people in the band, at least?
You know what? There was actually one other young man there with me. His name's Lachlan. He's a cool guy.
Good to have a
And
friend.
we grew up together playing in Wasatch. So now we're both in the grade 2, and it's pretty fun.
That's awesome. Now, what cool things have you done with Wasatch? I know that Wasatch they do cool concerts and stuff like that. I think recently I saw that you went and played with Motab, or excuse me.
Yeah,
that's now Tab Cats. Did you know that? Had you heard that cool thing?
Oh, Tab Cats? Yeah.
I just recently looked that up for my little brother who's a missionary right now. For any uninitiated listeners, Motab is our cool shorthand locally for the Mormon Tabernacle Choir.
Tab Cats.
With the recent refocus of not using the word Mormon, it's now the Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square. So that, if you want to be cool, is
Yes.
What was that like? You went and played with them, right?
Yeah. I think that was back in May.
That seems like that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was, I mean, I had 3 other pipers there with me, right? And then I think the only other, like, big gig that I've been able to do with Wasatch has been the piano guys.
Yeah, they did.
They've had a couple Christmas concerts that I've been a part of, and that's been loads of fun.
Now, I remember Andy Fusco down in Vegas told me that when he played with the piano guys, they got set up with a bunch of B-flat chanters. Had you guys done the same thing when you played with them?
Yeah, we just have a stock of B-flat chanters in our band that we use.
Gotcha. Did you have to do the same with the choir too, or do they kind of pitch to match you?
Yeah, we definitely.
They're a big and professional organization, so I'd imagine they've got the clout to say, no, you're gonna play concert pitch for us.
Yeah, for sure. That was a fun experience, man, being able to play that.
Was it with the choir only, or did they get out the big organ too?
Yeah, they definitely got out the organ. I'm pretty sure. Amazing. Well, maybe not.
It's a very.
It was at the Tabernacle building, so it
that
wasn't
would be the older one, right?
So it wasn't that big one.
Still, of course, I guess we've got one huge organ, and there's another one that's even huger. But
yeah, it's true.
Pretty impressive instrument.
Yeah.
Now, so then, at the point when you picked up bagpipes, when you're a lad of 12, did you have other hobbies and interests that got shoved aside and crowded out to make room for bagpipes, or do you have other things that take up your time? Tell me about that.
So, as a young man, I think I started piano when I was like 8 years old with grandma, learning lessons. Yeah. After a while, a couple years of that, I just hated being forced to practice.
Yeah.
And so I stopped with teaching, and I just continued. After a while, though, I was like, well, shoot, I missed this. And so I just went back and just started teaching myself the piano. And I've been slowly I'm not as good as I'd like to be right now, but that's something I've been doing. But the main thing that's been, like, back and forth between bagpipes and this is percussion.
Oh, yeah.
So in middle school, 7th grade, I started in the percussion program at my middle school, and I was on the drum line in high school.
What kind of drums were you playing?
My freshman year, I was 4th bass. So I was this small little kid just running around with the big bass drum
Yeah.
on the marching band
You
field.
got smaller bass drums. You knew that, right? There were other options.
I'm not sure I got to pick, but
I see.
it was kind of fun though.
Yeah.
Kind of fun. And then my sophomore year, I was able to be pit captain for the pit, which is
Then
basically
you didn't have to march around anymore.
Yeah. I was able to play the marimba, and in fact, now that I'm thinking about it, we actually were able to implement my piping into one of our shows.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was for our winter drumline show, and we all wore kilts, and I played the pipes marching in. It was so cool.
Ah, super cool. I'm sure. Did you do that for a competition, or was it more for a home show kind of?
Oh yeah, it was definitely a competition that we were having. Yeah.
I did marching band for a little while myself, and felt like I loved the music, but I did not love marching in formations. And so I often looked at the pit people with a lot of envy.
Yeah, they just get to sit there and have fun while you're out in the searing sun.
Yeah, that's right.
Marching around.
Well, that's super cool. And I guess with the drum line, I guess maybe you didn't have to worry too much about concert pitch at that time, huh? You could just tune.
Yeah. No, they just tuned to me, and I mean, how do you tune a drum to a bagpipe, right?
Yeah. Anybody who's worked with the tenor, with the midsection is going to say, I'll tell you exactly how.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I'm not aware in that. I would love at one point to learn some Scottish drums.
Yeah, well, it does seem to me like often pipers have this situation that'll come up where, like, what piper hasn't subbed in as the bass drummer at some point? You know, if you play pipes for long enough, you'll eventually do it. But you've actually got some background playing legit bass, so, you know, have you had a chance to put on the
No, but I actually have definitely wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll have to happen in the future.
Yeah, you can consider this your bid to do it. And every band seems to always be starving for drummers too. So I think anytime you can get a piper who's kind of cross-trained, you know,
exactly,
that's gonna be a good.
Yeah. Now it's just finding the time to do that.
I was just telling our board for our band that we should, next time we get some grant money, we maybe need to start implementing like a stipend for anyone willing to play drums, just to keep people around. Attract more drummers.
Yeah, that makes sense. That'd be lots of fun.
Now, was the grandma who taught you to play piano, was she on the Wallace side of the family, and so she could understand if you focused on bagpipes? Okay. So.
She was, and it wasn't necessarily, by the time I started pipes, I was well done with the piano.
Oh, I see.
It was mostly like conflicts between percussion, between drumline and bagpipes. I had to choose. In fact, I have a memory of being in the Sandy City Parade, and I just couldn't decide because Wasatch was there, and my drumline was there, and I basically had to decide which. And I figured, well, I'll only be in high school for a couple of years. I can do piping the rest of my life. So I sat there staring as my bagpipe band marched by, and I was telling all my friends, look, that's the bagpipe band I'm in.
You're feeling your heart ripped into.
Exactly, yeah.
Now, these days, like evidenced right now that you know you had to leave your apartment even for an interview, like what do you do to practice? Where do you go? Do you have to go find parks around Salt Lake City?
No, it was just more of a courtesy. My buddy hasn't gotten much sleep lately, and so I had to
kinda,
yeah, I had to give him a day to sleep in.
But still,
mostly
do you pipes out in the apartment? Or?
Yeah, and it's actually a house, so I'm able to go either in the backyard on a sunny day or in the basement. Usually works. He loves them. He'll sit there for hours and just ask me questions. I'm like, I actually have to practice, you know.
Yeah. Oh, that's good that you got set up with somebody who can at least stand it, and especially good that they like it. Oh,
yeah.
Speaking of, tell me about your kit. What kind of pipes and reeds do you like?
Let's see. I am a moral bagpipes guy through and through.
A set of those?
Yeah.
Tell me about your set. Those are, for anybody listening, Ross has been on, I'll put in the show notes the interviews that Ross has done, and we've got like links to like some of his online photos of his sets and stuff. They make these beautiful pipes and every set you need. So tell me all about your set.
I mean, what's there to tell? The wood is Jatoba, I think. And yeah, in fact, this is so cool. Actually, Ross gave me his old set of pipes. So I'm now playing my pipe major's older set of pipes.
Now, not only your pipe majors, but like also the pipe maker himself. So like, these pipes have been set up extra nice, right?
Exactly. And he knows exactly how to fine tune them, and they're awesome.
When he comes around the circle to tune you up and stuff, does he ever like just talk to the pipes instead of you? Like, hello again. Good.
I think he does. In his heart, he really does.
Do you ever feel any special pressure to like really take good care of them so that when you get them out at the band hall, it's not like looking over your shoulder like, what are you doing with my old pipe?
In fact, that reminds me, like the first year that he gave me those pipes, I took him on a hike.
Oh, yeah?
It's fine if you can do it, if you can be safe with them.
Sure.
Don't go rumbling around in a river with rocks.
Yeah.
And so by the time that he saw the huge crack I made on the bass drum, he was like, where did that come from? I'm like, it must have been like the weather in the Pleasanton games this year or something. He's like, yeah. But then later I came out and he was like, yeah, I knew they didn't do that.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. There's a motivation to get something like a plastic set of the bat.
Exactly.
Take your pipe.
Yeah. In fact, my first set of pipes were polypipes.
Yeah, were they?
Yeah, they came. I'm trying to think. They came from Scotland. We ordered them from Scotland, and shiny black polypipes. And now I'm with some wood pipes, and it's great. It's amazing. Never looked back.
Do you have any strong favorites for drone and chanter weed?
No, I'm not a big. Honestly, I'm a piper, but I'm not a pipes guy.
Yeah, that's really understandable. There's no pressure to be.
I figure I have the rest of my life to figure out all about pipes, right?
Look, man, if it makes you feel any better, like right now, I know what kind of drum reeds I have because I recently purchased them, and so I know, and it's a name that's easy to remember and stuff. But for the first nigh unto 20 years that I was playing pipes, I had friends who knew what my reeds were, but I didn't know, Like, I could call Swan and be like, hey, man, could you remind me what kind of reeds I have? And he knew right away, Johnny Miner's that kind of guy, too, right? Like, just
I love Johnny.
Yeah, that guy. And he's got, like, an encyclopedic memory for this kind of stuff, too.
It's true.
It's true. It's like anything else, right? Like being an enthusiast about fancy cars, right? You can like the way the car looks and feels, but some guys look under the hood and some guys don't.
Yeah, it's true. I worked at a tire shop for a little bit there, and I was just like, I like cars. I'm just kind of chilling, though. Just doing my thing, right?
Right. I like the red ones.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool, man. So right now, your roommates get to hear you practice. Does your family call you and say, like, could you just put it on speakerphone and play some pipes for us because we miss it?
You know what? No. They don't mind it, but usually it's just a personal endeavor.
Yeah.
And it's been a competing, like, my sister's also a musician. She plays the violin very well. I can't remember what it is. I think she's like third chair or whatever it is.
And I've got to assume that her name is like Maid Marian the Third or something exciting like that, right?
No, we named her after the Paisley Abbey in Scotland.
Oh, that's cool.
And so her name's Paisley.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just been, I don't know. I wouldn't call it a sibling rivalry between the two musicians. I have two older sisters. They're more sports-like.
Gotcha.
And then my younger sister, she's just, I don't even know how to describe it. Yeah, they like pipes, but they've grown up. They've known I've played them, and they've heard them all throughout the years, and you're just like, he sounds really good now. Several of my relatives are like, he sounds much better than when he first started.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're playing with a great two-band. That's awesome. Do you solo a lot, too? Like, in competition, I mean?
Since COVID, I haven't found the motivation to. There definitely is motivation there. I just haven't gotten around to it with school and such.
That's right.
And-
You're busy with school right now. What are you studying?
Yeah, I'm at Salt Lake Community College right now. We call it Slick. And
That's right. Again, for anybody who's not local to Utah, if you want to know all the cool slang for around here, Salt Lake Community College is called Slick.
Yeah. So I've been going to Slick since I graduated from high school, and this is my last semester with my business degree.
Business, cool, man.
Yeah.
So you gonna get entrepreneurial, or do you have not quite so specific sights set on your feet?
Yeah, I really should have figured it out by now. It's my last semester, right? I should be figuring it out. But no, I just I've learned that there's areas that are more applicable in life, like economics. That's all right. But like accounting, like that's totally applicable.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure which route I'll go, though. I'm not sure I want to sit in the office the rest of my life, but I may have picked the wrong degree for that.
Yeah, you gotta figure out a way to get hired as like an accountant for the Forest Service or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Go take your not Ross's old pipes out into the forest with you.
Exactly.
Now, what about that? If I'm prying too much, you tell me. But what about romantic interests? Are there any special people in your life who you have to like initiate into, or have you had this experience in the past? Maybe if it's not ongoing right now, where you have to be like, all right, third date, I'm going to tell you the honest truth. I play the bagpipes. How do you feel about that?
To be honest, how do I go about this? I usually use the pipes as a forte, to try and get girls to like me. I guess that's kind of weird to say, but
Nope, that's it played a part in my courtship with my wife. That's for sure.
there you go.
Not so much with her, honestly, but her extended family, like her aunts and uncles, liked it, and that was points in my favor. So
Exactly. No, but yeah, I recently had my first girlfriend over the summer.
Nice.
We've since broken up, but yeah, her last name.
Celebrating. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. It was a good experience, good learning experience. But her last name was McLaughlin, and she was big into family history as well. So there's one point where I got her to come to a band thing, and she was totally interested in being a tenor player.
It's a loss. It's a loss for you personally, but it's also a loss for the.
It's a gain for the community. It's a gain for the
Should we
community.
stick around? Yeah, that's the way. That's right. If you can keep in for as a drummer, then yeah, we'll all celebrate.
Yeah.
You can be
not
successful
now,
at doing
maybe.
that, William. Then go ahead and just have serial romances. If every summer you can turn out another drummer for me, that'll be fine.
Exactly. And then we can start a band. It'll be William Wallace and the X's. Oh, jeez. Yeah, but not much in the way of romance, I suppose. I've had a few girlfriends in high school. They usually never lasted more than a couple of weeks, you know.
Oh, that's the way that everything's faster in high school. Yeah,
It's true.
faster, more intense. Yeah. Well, what about yourself? Like, well, and I'm sorry, my I should speak out loud what my thought was there. When it comes to like family tunes and stuff like that, favorites for your friends and family to ask for, stuff like that. What about you? Do you have any tunes that are like evergreen for you that like you've been playing them for years, but they just never get old? Also, do you have any tunes that you've recently learned that you're very excited about? And also, are there any tunes that are at the top of your list that you really want to tackle next?
Ooh. Yeah.
Go at that however you want. I know that was kind
Perfect.
of a lot, but
No, you're good. And in terms of tunes that I've always loved to play, I'm big on the classics. Like, I learned the pipes to be able to play Scotland the Brave. And, like, I don't know why people always complain, oh, it's Scotland the Brave again. I freaking love it. Like, I'll sit there and play through that all the time.
that's refreshing.
Yeah. I do have a favorite jig. What's it called? The Old Wife of the Mill Dust.
Gotcha. I'm not familiar with that one.
I love that one. Maybe I can hum it. Is it all right if I hum it?
Yeah, hum it. Let's hear it. Okay. Yeah, that does sound familiar, and that does sound
I
Absolutely
think it
excellent.
goes by another name too, so I'll have to remember what that is. But
It
I
sounds
love
like
that jig.
it sounds like a good like festival set kind of thing. You know that
Yeah.
I bet some pipers see that one.
Yeah, yeah. So that's a great one. Honestly, hmm. I do have a lot of tunes. Well, let me talk about the one that we're doing now. I'm not sure if this is like classified information because our band is our group is just starting to play this. But Mr. Ross Morrill wrote a new hornpipe called the Mean. Wait, what is it called? The Mean. I like to call it the Mean Green Niece Machine because
Okay,
it's written after his niece.
Okay.
But I think it's called Mean Gene or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's a wonderful hornpipe if you have the chance. So I'm sure we'll be playing it at some point and for the public.
Y'all in the Great Two Band are learning so much music all the time. Do you know
Oh,
is
yeah.
this one intended as a showpiece or is it intended to go into competition medley in future or do you not know yet?
It's matched up with another hornpipe, so I think it's just a pair of hornpipes that we'll play.
Oh,
So, but I was so excited to learn it that I went ahead and wrote some harmonies to it.
have you showed them to Mr. Rossmore yet?
I did, and he loved them, and the whole band was like, "That's sick." So that was a lot of fun to write those. I love writing music.
Yeah.
Bagpipe music is the one that I can. I mean, what do I say? I love writing it.
When you're working with bagpipe music, do you usually sit down with pen and paper? Do you hum it out first, play it on your chanter? Do you have some favorite software? Like, what does the process usually look like, and what does it do?
Yeah. It's usually after pipe practice. So, it's after bagpipe practice that I'll get like this random tune that I've had in my head, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's not actually a tune. That's like a legit melody that my brain just came up with just now. And so I'll record it, I'll hum it, or sing it or whatever into my recording app on my phone.
Yeah.
And then later, I'll just go back through my photos and stuff, and I'll see these videos of me humming melodies, and I'm like, I could totally make a tune out of that. And then, yeah, I just basically, I hum out the rest of the song, or, well, no, I think I start writing it out first.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of let the rest do its work, right?
And is that, are you usually getting onto a computer using software to write it out, or do you like to write it down?
No, yeah, I write it out paper and pen. Old school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a quill, but a ballpoint is.
No, I'm a youngin'.
Yeah. Now, what about like, what gets you kind of, I don't know. I want to know like what motivates or inspires you right now. You know, like when you. I mean, you've got to keep up your practice to in the Grade 2 band, right? You know,
It's
like,
true.
What's keeping you going right this minute? Because I think we all go through sort of like seasons of life, you know, times a little more motivated and less motivated. It's like, what's keeping you jazzed about it right now?
It's now that drumline's over, I've been graduated from high school for a couple of years now, so I'm just kind of chilling, right? And so pipes is definitely something that I've felt for the longest time I want to get big into.
Gosh.
That I want to get up. Right now I'm at a grade 3 level soloing, and I really feel like I could be at a grade 1 level. Or
I
even
don't doubt it, man. I mean, you do it a lot, and the fact that you're in the Wasatch Grade 2 shows that you got good fingers and you blow steady. So
Right.
why not?
Yeah, so I mean, there's dreams and aspirations that go along with that. I'd love to move to Scotland and see how much better my piping could get over there.
Yeah.
I've also had several offers from schools back east in the U.S. that have said, "Hey, come audition for us, and we'll get you a nice scholarship." And you can go to school here and be part of I think it was what college was it? I can't remember. St. Andrews University in one of the Carolinas. But yeah, that's been an idea that I wanted to pursue. But mainly right now, this is my last semester with college. I've got 5 classes, and I've never been, I've always managed to just trudge along in school, but I haven't been the best student, and so I've always let that get my practice habits kind of down.
Yeah.
Less than ideal.
So are you thinking you're maybe entering a phase of your life where you can really focus in on typing a lot?
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to see where that goes for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, I'm curious too, like recreationally, when you're not playing them, do you listen to a lot of pipe music?
I do.
And
it's
what kind
definitely
of stuff do you listen to? The trad stuff, competition band stuff, all kinds of stuff? Tell me about it.
It's been pretty traditional stuff. I'm not as big into, but I am starting to get into band albums.
Yeah.
I think one of which I was shown it a little bit ago, but I love Master Blaster.
Somehow I knew you were going to say that. That is a good one for sure. Yeah. That's what I'll tell you. Like for me, I'm a chunk of time older than you. But like thinking about the years when I was in high school myself, like it's Master Blasters that got so burnt into my brain, and like I was listening to it on the CD player, right? Like, I know what sound will come out of like any track. You know what I mean? Like it's so hardwired into me.
Exactly. So yeah, I love that, and then I'll just get on whatever music app I'm using and just listen, even if it's not like Highland pipes music. I'll just listen to any Celtic music that I can. I just love it all.
Yeah. Yeah. What about other like Celtic trad music instruments? Are you interested in picking up the accordion at some point, or do you have this pile of penny whistles in your apartment? Like, what else have you got?
I've always loved the whistles.
Yeah.
Andrew Morrill, he's big into whistles. I've heard, and I asked him actually at practice. Was it yesterday? No, a couple days ago. I asked him like, how easy would it be for a piper to get into the whistles? And he says, well, I think he was talking about a whistle with like a D major or something.
Sure.
Set of keys, but he's like, it's complete opposite fingering from the pipes. So like, I guess that would be kind of hard, but I feel like it'd still be loads of fun to learn how to play the whistles.
Yeah. In my unprofessional opinion, definitely worth it and loads of fun. And shoot, if you wanted it to match up what's in your brain, you get an A whistle, come out the same.
Yeah. There you go.
It's not just if it brings you any sort of like comfort or motivation. I can tell you, Ross Ainsley himself, there's some authority. He says that he said something like any piper who doesn't play the whistle is wasting. Like why wouldn't you? Like everybody should have a whistle. Go for it, man. Get yourself a graduation present.
There you go.
Whistle or something.
Yeah, I'd love that. And then I think when I was into percussion in high school, I saw the bodhrán.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly ever.
I don't know if anybody in the world actually knows. It's kind of a word kind of like Pibrook, It's like I think
Piper reached.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like Balron, bodhrán. We all know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I learned that a little bit. That was fun to mess around with.
Yeah.
But in terms of other instruments, I don't know. I've had this pull towards learning the fiddle, but my sister would kill me. She's a big violinist, and she'd be like, "Leave the string instruments to me, Will. You go ahead and play the pipes."
Yeah. Maybe you just have to wait till you move to Scotland, where you're far enough away she won't know that you're picking up, right?
Exactly.
It's a secret. When she comes to visit, you can hide it under the bed or something.
It's true. That's true.
Do you ever get your sister to play along with you? Get your practice chanter close to pitch or something and play together?
In my attempts to make a duet, which I think we totally could do, it just hasn't happened yet.
Sure.
No excuses, really.
Yeah.
Just sibling rivalry.
Yeah. Doesn't happen too.
It's true.
Do you get excited about the world's competitions? You know, when they come around, do you get your face paint on and cheer for your family?
No, but we had a watch party this year over at Carrie Ann's house.
Yeah.
That was loads of fun. I think she's inviting anyone, so I consider this an open invitation to anyone to come join us at Carrie Ann's house for the Worlds.
Hey, well, we're considering this an official invitation from Carrie Ann, not just to people local, but if anybody wants to fly in from outside of Utah too, we're meeting at Carrie Ann's. Come on in.
Yeah. She's super friendly, great hostess.
Yeah.
And yeah, I usually watch it every year. I did go to Scotland in 2019 and was able to watch the Worlds then.
Oh, that's awesome.
And that was loads of fun.
Wasatch Santa band?
No, we haven't. I can't remember the last time we sent. I wasn't in the band. I don't think we've gone to Worlds. Yeah, 2011.
Oh, okay. So it's been a
2011.
while.
It's been a while. Yeah. I'm hoping we'll go again soon. That's the dream, right?
Yeah, for sure, man. That great two band feels like y'all get to that point. So.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome to see a local band there again.
Yeah. That was loads of fun being able to see that. I think that was the year that Inverary won. And man, I was one of the years. And I'm sitting there, but my dad's completely deaf. So we're both big into Scottish stuff, but like being at the Worlds, he was just sitting there chilling. After a while, he was like bored, like, what's the difference? You've seen one, you've seen them all, right?
A bunch of people and killed. I'm curious, do you feel like the size of those Grade 1 bands, do you like how huge they are, or do you ever feel like it might be interesting to see smaller, more nimble groups in the competitions?
Could you repeat that question? Sorry.
I'm forcing you to weigh in here. Do you feel like Grade 1 bands are at that top competition level are maybe a little too big? Do you ever feel like it might be?
No way.
So you like them big. You like that
No
big
way.
size.
I love them big. In fact, it makes it more of a challenge.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's kind of a statement. Like, the more people you have that can stay in line with everything that's going on, like, the better.
Many more fingers,
right?
many more sets of fingers all in sync.
Yeah. Makes the sound ring for miles.
Right. With your families, your strong interest in your family heritage and stuff, do you have some family kilts, or do you just wear the band kilt?
Yeah, we have a Wallace clan tartan, and I had a kilt all grown up, but it got too small eventually.
That'll happen when you start as a kid. Well,
exactly. I think now my dad accidentally bought like a utility kilt.
Yeah,
with our clan, and he's not a big fan of utility kilts. He doesn't think they look nice, and so he just gave it to me, and so I have a Clan Wallace kilt in my closet. I don't get it out too often because I don't have the rest of the getup for it, if you know what I mean. But usually I'm wearing the Wasatch, repping the Wasatch band, wearing their stuff.
Yeah. When you do you do many like solo gigs? Do you pick up funerals and stuff like that?
Yeah.
When you're doing that, do you like to do you alter the way that you get dressed up for those in any way from what you would do for a competition?
No, I've stuck pretty hard on the Wasatch outfit.
Glengarry and all.
I think it looks nice.
It does.
It looks professional.
Crisp and clean and beautiful.
I know Eric Ebenhoist. I always botch up his last name.
There's another word that we all know. None of us actually knows how to say it in the entire piping community, because he's a known person in the piping community, right?
Yeah.
There's another word. Eric's last name. We all know who you're talking about.
It's true. The big guy with the beard.
Yeah.
Love him. But he has these get-up. I don't even know. What do you call them? This is shameful.
It's called like the number ones, right? Something like
yeah.
regimental red coat and everything.
Exactly,
like
with the beaver hat and all that fun stuff, right? I've always wanted to have a set of that.
You know, I got started playing in the Payson High School's program, and we had a full set of doublets and
oh wow,
and it's bad. Like we did the whole thing, the the plaids around the shoulder.
Yeah.
And in fact, speaking of bass drums, a couple times I did sub on the bass drum, and we even had a faux leopard skin for the bass drummer.
Wow.
But having been in high school marching band, I'm sure you can imagine the condition of these.
Oh yeah.
It was nasty, so nasty. We had horsehair sporins too. Everything smelled terrible. Those things had been through so much, and like I remember several times getting rained on at performances, parades, and stuff like that, and that brought the stink out like nothing else.
Oh
So
wow.
I think maybe that experience, as like if I had all the fancy stuff brand new, it wouldn't be so bad. But having suffered through 4 years of that, I think that it's like scarred me psychologically. Like I have a hard time imagining ever wanting to put on another red outlet in my entire life, you know?
Yeah, I get you. I didn't have the chance to play with a high school, but that would have been fun. That would have been loads of fun. And I think I talked with a piper when I was over in Scotland, and he was like, we're actually looking for people to join. I'm not sure what you'd call it.
You shouldn't even come home. You should have just stayed.
They said, we'll give food and lodging to any piper that wants to move over here and play in the tattoo.
Oh, gotcha.
Play in the Edinburgh tattoo.
Edinburgh tattoo.
Yeah. Yeah, they were like, we're looking for more pipers, and just come audition and come live over here. We'll pay for you.
Oh, man.
I'm like, that would be so cool.
Really? That's always a cool show.
Yeah, it was awesome the year that we went.
Yeah. Now, what about small pipe? Do you have any small pipes, practice pipe, anything like this?
Not yet. I would love a set of small pipes though. In fact, we were talking earlier about different instruments. I was gonna bring that up. Like, if anyone has a set of small pipes they want to loan me, I'll take it up for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And of course the morals make small pipes as well.
Yeah. I'll have to ask Ross for some.
Have you got your eyes on the straight up Scottish small pipes, or are you thinking to venture into one of the other varieties like wheel pipe?
I think if I'm gonna expand into the small pipes world, I ought to stick with Scottish ones first.
Sure.
And that way,
right there.
Exactly. And then get to more exotic small pipes like the Northumberland or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Get some keys and options going on.
Exactly. Or the uilleann pipes. I would love to learn those.
Oh, me too.
Like, I don't even have to learn. I just need to learn the Braveheart theme on it. That's literally it. I would be content if I learned that.
Oh, we'll get you there. We'll start. We'll use this episode to start some sort of GoFundMe or something to get you over to Scotland and into the tattoo and get some uilleann pipes into your hands and stuff. I'm sure we have the fundraising capabilities to.
Exactly. Your podcast is pretty cool. So.
Surely we'll generate it. Okay,
Mr. Moyer.
What else? What else? Let's bring me to some sort of graceful close. What's the what do you take from, like, what value does piping bring to your life? Like, why do it?
It's big. I'm a big family history guy. So like you could sit down for hours and we could talk about your family history and my family history. And so it's also big for me to be able to play the pipes just because it's the connection back to that cultural heritage. And I love it. Other than that, the pipes are pretty cool. And once you get up to a level that like you sound pretty good, then it's even more motivation to like keep going and be like, okay, I know I'm a good piper now, but like how far can I get? Like how much like Stuart Little can I become?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of spurred in